Hello, welcome back. I have not yet started my channel, but I did finish this journal the other day, and I thought, you know what, let's take a little tour. It's actually a very important journal to me. This is my third journal that I finish, my third meditation journal, I should say, that I finish. It is my 9th notebook that I finish from end to end, which is it means a lot to me. And so this journal in particular means even more to me because it's Tom Marvolo Riddle's diary. Tom Riddle's diary. I bought it at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I always wanted it ever since I was young, since I saw the movie Chamber of Secrets. And I remember being really, really young, going to buy the DVD of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets from FYE. Oh my God, remember that shop. And so I got this little tiny version of it, and it just wasn't the same. I knew it wasn't the same. And okay, so this is real quick. This is a hotel card from an evening. Actually, it wasn't an evening. It was an afternoon that I spent at an hourly hotel. And if you know what an hourly hotel is, good. If you don't, maybe that's for the better. And that is a handmade bookmark that I made for the Dark Tower series by Stephen King while I was reading it in high school. So one thing I like to do in journals is keep little things here and there, like just little snippets of time. And this here is a parking ticket. It's not really a ticket, but it's like that I parked at a parking garage. You'll find little bits and pieces of it here and there, little bits and pieces of my daily life. And I'm pretty sure if you see some clipping in the video, it's because I edited out the parking ticket as much as I could because it had some very personal information. In fact, this part of the journal is very personal. So if you stop at any point and read, just be aware. You might find some things. You might come across some interesting things. What was that ticket? I have no idea. Actually, I will admit, I looked away from the screen while I was recording this, but it's fine. So if you can understand my handwriting, this ticket right here, my first and only time so far that I've been to Cine Bistro. I went on a date. We saw Crazy Rich Asians. And promptly after that date, I never heard from that guy again. So that's a fun little memory to hold on to. Those croquetas were really good, though. I had, what was it? Cheese croquetas, I think? Yeah. So this journal started off purely as a personal journal. I would write my daily life. I would write my dreams. Mainly, I would write my dreams in them. I don't know what I have written in here, by the way, because I write and I just keep going, or at least I used to, because somewhere in the middle of this journal, I changed, I guess, the format. Not so much the format, but I started writing more meditation entries purely. This is when I went to see Confessions of a Cocaine Cowboy. It was a live show at the Colony Theater, and it was it was a really good show, actually. I had a really good time when I went to see that show, and I went with a friend, so that was nice too. So yes, as I'm flipping through here, okay, this is actually my first meditation entry in this journal. And that was the transition from personal entries to pure meditation. This one's a sleep entry, which I would write just before going to sleep, like nice and ready to enter the dream world, kind of like in that in-between state. But here and there in between the meditation entries, you would see a little bit of the personal entries coming back. And I like experimenting. In fact, one of the things that drew me most to this journal, other than it being Tom Marvolo Riddle's diary, is that there were no lines. And I felt completely free, a little bit too free. So I took some liberties here and there. A little smiley face on the 200. That's funny. So if you're a little confused by the meditation entries having started at 189 on this journal, it is because I have two other meditation journals that I completely filled up. One is an actual composition notebook, and the other is a red, I guess, binder folder kind of thing that I put lined paper in and filled that up as well. One day we'll do a little tour of those two as well. And what I find pretty interesting looking at this is some days I write huge with no lines. You know, when there's no lines, some days I would write big, and then some other days I would write smaller. Some days I would write more on a slant. And, I never noticed that before. So that little illustration there was an idea that I got for like a performance art thing. I'm very into performance art. And this is one example of a channeled drawing that I put pen to paper after a meditation session, and I just drew this out. And it's interesting that I drew that house with a question mark, because not so long after that, I got a job at a restaurant whose logo had a house. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I don't know what the rest of this means. The stars and the nebula across the galaxy align, and this will cause everything to change. Okay. Well, considering everything that is going on right now in the world, I guess everything has changed. So, good on me for predicting this a year ago. I'm kidding. I do not claim that I've predicted anything going on at the moment. This is all uncharted territory. And that was one personal entry there. Oh, look at that! I decorated the little M. I like having fun with the meditation entries at the top. As time went on, I did it less. I don't know why. I've just kind of done it a little bit less. But not here. Here I definitely outdid myself in some of these. And then some others is like, But that's the fun of experimentation. And it's fun to experiment. It's fun to explore. If there's anything that I recommend in life, explore. Experiment. Don't be afraid of messing up. And if you mess up, just scratch it off and do it again. Or flip the page and do something else. Just, oh look, I have more dreams to record. That's all dreams. I'm in a backyard and my grandma is there. I dream a lot. And this is interesting. My grandma passed away in 2017. And I dream a lot about her. Like, it's interesting. I say interesting a lot. Everything interests me. What can I say? Oh, look, that one's meditation 232, and I did a mirror image thing there. Oh, what is that for? Yikes. Stopped wondering what dreams. I can't read the rest. I got stuck. Oh, that's why. Mutilation, exploration, manipulation. That is specifically in regards to the body. I don't remember what I wrote, but I remember experiencing that specifically. And then there's something to explore in a lack of comfort in the discomfort zone. And I've done some explorations into the discomfort zone. When you put yourself in a position, in a not so much a position, doesn't have to be a position, but just like in a place that's outside of your comfort zone, or when you're physically feeling discomfort, your mind, I guess, reroutes. Like it carves out of the groove that it finds itself in. And it's kind of I don't know. I don't want to say interesting again. Everything interests me. What can I say? But if you want to do a little experiment with that, not so much discomfort, but rerouting your mental grooves, brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Do it today. Do it right now. Pause this video right now, grab your toothbrush, and while you're watching, brush your teeth with your opposite hand. Not the one that you always brush your teeth with. Do it with the other hand. And I swear it's it's a life-changing experience. It's really... Oh, so these entries, by the way, I got a little off tangent there. These entries here were from when I was doing 1-hour meditation sessions every day for a month. And I remember those. Those were, wow, they were a year ago. That entry, I was just like blank. I had nothing to write that day. Nothing. And usually when I have nothing to write, just writing gets me to write. And these meditation entries, by the way, they are brain dumps. Like after meditating for whatever length of time, could be an hour, could be 15 minutes, could be 10 minutes. After meditating, I dump my brain out onto these. And my goal is always to write at least a page worth. Sometimes it's a little less, and it's like, you know what? That's what came out. What am I going to do? Sometimes it's a little more. It's like, well, I'm happy with that. But yeah, I highly recommend it if you meditate. I highly recommend writing or recording something, anything. Could be ink to paper, it could be channeling a drawing, it could be recording yourself, like on video, anything, whatever you feel is your way. Meditation entry 300, a little fireworks, that's nice. Oh, and these I just wrote upside down. Actually, it's just one that I wrote upside down. The other one is, I experiment a lot. In fact, my first journal, that was the first small version of Tom Riddle's diary that I got. Was that a poem? In that first journal, at the end, I wrote specifically backwards. And so that W up there, that's the wake entry. And that's the last wake entry I have written so far. And I write the wake entries right after I wake up. Whatever's in my mind after I wake up, if it's a dream that is fresh in my memory, whatever it is, I write it out. And oh, that's an interesting visual. So, it's a 7-point star. I actually have a very interesting story with the 7-point star. I went on a first date. I have a lot of stories with dates, but I promise I haven't gone on a whole lot of dates. But I went on a first date once to the movies, and it was at a mall. And before the movies, we said, okay, let's meet up at this store. Actually, no, we met up at the mall, and then we went to the store. And at this store, I found this book. It was the Book of Spirits, and it has a 7-point star on it. Now, what's curious about this is that during the day before this date, I was in my math class, and I spent almost all math class drawing 7-point stars. Didn't know why I was doing it, but I was doing it. And then I found that book, and I thought, well, I gotta buy it. So I bought it. It's still sitting there. I haven't read it. This was in 2012. Yeah, it was a while ago. So as it nears the end of this journal, or like I guess the fourth quarter, the font, my writing gets much smaller, much more focused. Sometimes it's a little less. There's a hurricane blowing. That's interesting because there actually is currently, at the time of recording this, a tropical storm that might be headed our way. So that's kind of fun. Oh, look, my pen was dying. Oh, that's another channel drawing. This wasn't drawn here, though. This was drawn at work. I was at work when I drew that with the markers that we had at work. That is interesting. There, oh, the hurricane, that's what it was. I drew that after the fact, though. I guess I was channeling the hurricane itself. I don't know. I really don't know. 1111. So you'll see a lot of 1111 throughout this journal. And it's not there because I like 1111, even though I do. It's not just there because I like 1111. It's there, and you also see timestamps like 333, 444, 222, stuff like that. And it's whenever I'm writing something here, and I happen to look up, and I see that it's 333, or I see 1111, I write it down. It's 91919. Ooh, balance with a little S. I wonder what that. Whoa. Okay, I'm actually kind of impressed at my drawing sometimes. I kind of have fun. 3 plus 6 is 9. That is highly correct. I know math. I promise. ... Electricity. Okay, you can tell I was rewatching Twin Peaks when I was writing that one. Twin Peaks inspires me a lot, by the way. If you haven't watched Twin Peaks, highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's an experience. And it's David Lynch. I mean, come on. Come on. It's David Lynch. I wonder what happened. Okay. Blue went to purple, went to red, then red went to purple. What was I doing? Oh, it looks like a butterfly. I honestly... I lost my train of thought there. Everything's different in sunshine. That's very true. Everything's different at night. Everything sounds so different at night. Everything's louder. Was that a bug? I have plants in my room, and I think one of them has, like, fruit flies. Because that same... I've seen... It doesn't have a whole bunch of, like, flies flying around, but unable to fulfill entry. Lazy. You know what was going on around here? This was November of 2019. I was working and I was stage managing one show and stage managing another show. Oh man, that was very difficult. I could barely get any time to meditate at all. And then after it ended, there we go. It's like I could meditate again. I could breathe again. Oh my gosh, the Hey Handsome text. Okay. So that was a little personal entry there where I went to a restaurant. It was actually for the show that I was stage managing. We finished and we went out to a restaurant to eat. And I saw a waiter. I thought it was cute. I left my number on the receipts. Now, he wasn't our waiter. He was helping our waiter bring out the food. I thought it was cute, so I left him my number. Lo and behold, he texted me, and I wrote about it in my journal. And then he ghosted me. So that was fun. How is it that that's my last sleep entry there, by the way. Don't mind those, like, crossed out shits. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I guess I was experimenting. You know what? I was experimenting. I was exploring. It didn't work, so I scratched it out and I continued moving forward. Oh, hang on. I'm low on battery. Oh, let me see if I can reach my cable here. Oh my god, ow. I guess I could pause this recording, but there we go. The day is saved. We are no longer low on battery, folks. But you can tell I'm reaching the end here of the journal. And look how my my font. I keep saying my font. My writing is much smaller. It depends on the pen. Really depends on the pen. So isn't it interesting how so many gay stories ends with, and then he ghosted me. I fucking hate being gay sometimes. I mean, I love being gay. I love being myself, purely. But sometimes it's really frustrating. So, I've been single for like 2 years now. And I don't give a shit. I'm actually kind of happy. I'm actually really happy. I used to be the type of person who would crave love. Crave love. Like, it's all I wanted. It's all I freaking wanted. And now I'm chilling. So that's the end of the journal. Oh my gosh. One day I may talk about my journey with learning about myself and I guess overcoming this addiction to craving love, to wanting love. I mean, TLDR, I gave myself the love that I wanted to give somebody else. And I gave myself the love that I wanted somebody else to give me. The minute I did that, oh my God, I'm free. Free. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my tour of my journal. And I hope to see you again soon with another journal tour or another tour of some kind or whatever other video that I decide to put out once I start my channel. Have a wonderful rest of your day and go ahead and write in your own journal. Draw something out. Draw it for me. Write it for me. For yourself, mainly. But, write something about me and write in the comment below what it is that you drew or wrote. I'm curious to know. And I'll write about you in my journal. That sounds like fun. Stay safe. Stay creative. Stay explorative. Stay experimental. And hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.